out of focus, taking up my energy, yeah. How could I not notice that you became an enemy? Up so high, coming down with the gravity. You're pulling me down, down, down. I just wanna keep up, keep up. You're moving so fast without me. Supersonic. Supersonic. Don't fit in my equation. Addicted to a memory, yeah. A masterpiece fading since you became the enemy. Stranger that I used to know. When did we become this? Run wild like an animal, just trying to make it through the day, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. I don't wanna say what I feel right now. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, you're pulling me up so high, coming down with the gravity. You're pulling me down, down, down. I just wanna keep up, keep up. You're moving so fast without me. Supersonic.
Two teams remain in the Cross Progression League Transcendent Finals. This is the Sportiest Stream. This is Alpha and Omega 2v2. And this is Rocket League's finest, ready to play. Welcome to your Grand Finals of your Transcendent Division. And boy, what a Grand Finals it will be tonight. Here is who's playing. It's Prom and Sabrina's Minions, both teams undefeated through the regular season. Prom, a surefire team, a team coming into this tournament that was known as to be a favorite, that is looking to end this tournament as number one, that came to the playoffs undefeated, that has gone through the playoffs undefeated, untouchable. It feels they've only dropped 3 games this season, 2 in the regular season and 1 in their first match against Glorp Esports in the final bracket. Prom's been just absolutely dominant. On the other side, Sabrina's Minions, a bit more of an upset team. You would say a record of 2-2 for the regular season. Losses to Supro and KCG Take Charge University. They beat TCU in their first matchup in a Game 7 thriller. They beat Acid Esports, another frontrunner, 4-2 in the semifinals. Boy, they've made quite the run so far. But when you see the players on these lineups, you're not going to feel all too surprised with who's made it this far. For Prom, it's Hollow Aerial Juji, probably some of the best twos players in North America, if you will. I got to see them recently in the Paradise Cup, in my Paradise Cup 5 with Cross Progression League. They were on Synesthesia together. They were a solid 2v2 team there. This is just 2v2. They're one of the best in North America. This is the game mode that they're most well known for. Sabrina's Minions, probably a team better known for 3v3, but Hotshot and Peaky are a long-time duo, and simply put, Hotshot and Peaky are players that have improved massively since the last time I got to see them back in the Ascend Tournament Series. They're players that have improved. I mean, Hotshot recently hit A rank. That's pretty impressive, to say the very least. That's the 3rd highest rank in 6-mans, and that's essentially a rank reserved for players that are deserving of a top 32 placement consistently in the RLCS Opens. So Hotshot's the real deal here. He's the highest rated player in this lobby. You're gonna expect good things out of him here. Beaky, longtime teammate, really strong goal scorer. Expect to see him on the score sheet a lot, with Hotshot probably playing more of a support-based role. For Prom, this is kind of a duo of death machine, you would say. Anybody on this team can be good. All these players work well together, and there's a reason why they're undefeated, even if they are not the highest ranked team in this tournament. Their twos rating doesn't lie. These are some of the best twos players in North America. Boy, they are here to compete. I'm Sporty FC. You're joining us here for Cross Progression League Championships. This is not the only match we have today, by the way. I know people in chat have already been talking about it, but yes, the Liminal Division or Liminal Conference A finals are tonight. That is the semifinals for the Liminal Division. It is the finals of Conference A. So much like the Transcendent tournament, Transcendent only has one conference. This is their finals. Liminal's conferences are both having their finals as well this week. Next week will be the Liminal finals. Just in total, it'll be the literal championship of the division. So we've got two best of sevens tonight here to be streamed. We've got so much happening as well. We've got so many matches happening as well. It's gonna be Hollow and Ariel on side of Prom. Definitely, I may would consider their two strongest players. Of course, Juji as sub. That's a very good player in his own right. I remember Juji back when he was on ODU Monarchs. That was a couple years ago. Dude's really improved since then. And he's skyrocketed to the level that he's at here. I really think all three of these players on Prom still have a long way to go before they really reach their ceiling here. Sabrina's minions on the other side again. Hotshot and Peaky. They've had quite the bracket to go through. I mean, Acid Esports, that's a team, that's Kevin's team. If you're wondering, that they had to play against earlier in this tournament. That's Kevin. Waiting there. Kevin, Luca, Yoko, Plexi. I mean, those are names that are so well known. They're a team that has only lost to two teams so far this season in Acid Esports. Prom in week 1 in a 5-game thriller. And Sabrina's Minions in the semifinals in a 6-game best of 7. So they've had to really do quite a lot to get here. I mean, the road to get to this grand finals, I mean, has been absolutely impressive from both these teams. Of course, for Prom, they've had the easier bracket, and for good reason. 4-0 through the regular season, the top team here. The team that everybody wants to beat, and no one's been able to manage so far. I mean, their run through the bracket has been just otherworldly, to say the very least. I mean, they had their struggles in the regular season with the Acid Esports. There were struggles in this final bracket here. 4-1, and then 4-0. Supro, by the way, that's Hepskid's team. If you're wondering just how good the bracket has been, it's not like the bracket's been easy. That's Hepskid and Shocks. That's a good roster. Those are very well-established players in the Rocket League scene. And simply put, it doesn't matter. They just have been that dominant against everyone they've played here. And by the way, for this Transcendent division, not only are they playing, obviously, to win the whole division, there's a little bit of prize money in line. $150 for the winner. We're talking about quite a hefty chunk of change for you to get to yourself. We are just waiting for these teams to show up here. Show us what they have in store. Best of 7 here tonight. What a night for Rocket League action, if you will. We'll wait a little bit longer for this match to begin, but hopefully all of you in chat enjoying yourselves. Predictions are live, so get your votes in on who you think will win this one. Who happens already. Again, Prom versus Sabrina's Minions. We're looking at quite the matchup here tonight. Here, I'll get the prediction up because some of you said it's already ended. The prediction up for all of you. There we go. Predictions back up. Do the lineups once more. But again, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, you would have to favor Prom in a matchup like this. These teams haven't played each other yet, though, so there's that to consider as well. Yeah, what a tournament it's been. It's been just a wild division, definitely, full of all these twists and turns, and yet through it all, we have our top teams here. We're now waiting on our top teams to see who's going to stand out as the very best in Cross Progression League. Having some technical issues. Seems like one of the teams is not ready just yet, so we'll wait a little bit while we do that. But again, while we wait a little bit longer here, what a day we have. And again, mind you, not the only division going on as well. We got Liminal coming up later. See what the Liminal division will look like, or the conference, and what they have had to see so far. In something else, here we go. Here's what Liminal looks like, by the way. Keep in mind, we're going to have their finals later tonight. HW Jokers versus KCG Redacted. Another division where there's one team that you're not surprised to see it make this far, and that's Redacted. They've been dominant. The other side being a team that struggled to make it through, and the Jokers, who've had to go to Game 7 in their last 2 matches, had to go all the way from round 1. A bit of an upset team, and yet full of recognizable players. I mean, that's Lepid and Zanestar on that team. That's a good team. Not surprising to see them make this kind of a run. I think they surpassed what you would have expected from them this season. But it's not unreasonable for players of that caliber. They're good twos players, and those two have a really good connection as well. But KCG Redacted, you would expect to be the favorites in that matchup. Much like Prom here in this matchup. But no one's been able to stop them this season for KCG Redacted. They're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep being dominant. They're going to keep doing their thing. The Jokers, their regular season wasn't bad either. 5-1 for their record. Redacted, of course, though, a perfect 6-0, including a 3-1 win over the Jokers. So, unlike this match, the match later tonight is a rematch, it seems. So, we're going to wait a little bit longer here, but it seems like we're having some issues with getting everybody in the lobby. So, we'll wait. We will get them here in just a moment, but for all of you watching, appreciate all of you showing up. Plexi's another GOAT? Yeah, he is. Plexi's solid. If you've ever seen Plexi, such a good player. I mean, he's on NTX Esports right now. He's incredible. He's gonna go places. He's such a good. I like Plexi. I remember him since he was on Hux 25 Esports, long time ago. So, such a fun player. He's gonna be really exciting. He's exciting to watch. But he didn't make it to the grand finals. His team went out in the semifinals to Sabrina's Minions. So, we'll wait a little bit. We're moments away hopefully from our grand finals beginning. The forfeit timer, I believe, is 15 minutes, so we've already gone through half the forfeit timer here. Still with, what are you talking about noted here? Tough squad. No, this is a tough squad. Both these teams deserve to be here. You don't get to the grand finals in a division like this by luck. As it sounds like we are getting confirmation, Hotshot and Peaky are here, so they took their time. I think Peaky may have fell asleep on us. But we are here, hopefully in just a moment. But yeah, here we go. We are about to join the lobby here and get this match underway here. I'm looking forward to this. What a time. What a match that we have here tonight. It is the grand finals of the Transcendent division. $150 on the line, but so too is weeks of action, weeks of preparation, weeks of proving that you are good enough to be at the very best of Cross Progression League. Weeks of matches. Yet here we are, Prom, undefeated for all matches they've played this season. Sabrina's Minions, a incredible rise to fame. But all of that doesn't matter anymore. It's your grand finals. And it is a best of 7 series where apparently the overlay doesn't work. There we go. Now it's up. And now we're in. Prom's on the blue. It's Hollow and Aerial. Sabrina's Minions with Hotshot and Peaky on the orange. And both these teams are proving themselves well. Hotshot's going to get the first goal. Already one in, Sabrina's Minions catching Prom and a miss from Hollow. 2-1 the other way, and at this level, expect every 2v1, if it doesn't result in a goal, result in a near goal. That's gonna be what you see at this level, is just quality and consistency. That's gonna be true really at any grand final. You leave your opponent on a 2-on-1, it's gonna be a goal. At this point in your tournament, teams have gotten too good to capitalize on those kind of opportunities. A double tap! What an answer from Aerial! Wasting no time, Prom is right back in it. Peaky was so certain that Aerial wasn't going to go for it. They left the back wall early. A huge mistake. And from there, it's all instinct for Aerial. Prom with a goal back, tying this game at 1. And at this point in game 1, with These two teams still trying to get used to each other again. Unlike the match we'll have later tonight, this is not a rematch. These teams have not met each other yet this season. Anyways, still trying to get used to each other. Still trying to learn. Game 1 is going to be in many ways a warm-up match. A learning match, if you will. I hate the term warm-up match in many contexts like this. These teams are warmed up. It comes down to, are these teams fully cognizant of where they're at and how they're playing and what they need to do? Hotshot bumped. He's the highest rated player in this lobby at an A rank in the RL 6-man server. That probably should have been a goal for Peaky. I'm really going to see him to be a difference maker in this matchup. He's going to take a more defensive role with Peaky. That's how he played in the 3v3 mode with Peaky. I would expect that's how he's going to play here as well. He's going to have to be a bit of a difference maker as a flip in for Hollow. That's the scary part about this prom team. They're so good together, but individually, they're just as scary. They both are threats in a match like this. I think for Sabrina's minions, you're going to really see a lot more of Peaky being that threat offensively, Hotshot being kind of the closer in behind. So a lot of reliance on Peaky to do things, to make things happen, as this will be, an answer from Hotshot. Problem with Prom, though, is the fact that they have two really good players. So even if one of them's gone, and they're still playing one-on-one, you still have to consider them a threat. Tied at 2. Prom, up the kickoff with Hollow. The back wall. Peaky doesn't really get a handle of that well, but Hotshot will. It's launched the other side of the field. Here's Hotshot again. He can score from this range. Aerial not taking any chances, will not make the same mistake twice, and this time will head to the back wall. Hollow. Hotshot now. I think many of them knew his start being a sub for a ton of different rosters. Of course, his 3v3 team and Justice for Solo was, in many ways, his begin to fame. As Aerial on the challenge. Will be Peaky again. Taken out by Hollow in a demo. And Hotshot's got to play smart here. Good fake. Not going to leave himself out of the play here. He'll give Peaky time to challenge. He may not be able to do so, though. It's Hollow who can't shoot from there. If he does, it's open the other way. It may still be open. It's a race to the net. Aerial will find Hollow, and it will be Hotshot to take it. Aerial missed the boost. But Hotshot didn't know that. He'll leave the play without any threat on the net. Hollow again. That play goes wide. Bit of back and forth now in a game that saw its first couple minutes full of a lot of pure goal-scoring opportunities. Now you're seeing a lot more of a mediocre, you would say, move in the game. Less goal-scoring. Much more maintaining your consistency and holding yourself to a strong level. As from Aerial, one-on-one is Peaky. Hollow jumps early. But there being that edgeable bump, if he lets Peaky go one-on-one, Peaky likely goes for one of those kind of plays, like an edgeable bump kind of situation. This is a mistake, though! Aerial jumps in! Well, it was a big mistouch for Hotshot. He maybe could have recovered back on the ground, but he missed that one as well. Left Peaky all alone, and Aerial doing a great job at cleaning things up. Hollow. Punched by Hotshot. Peaky. Oh, he doesn't handle that one well. It'll be a tough position to do so. Oh, and it's a terrible misplay. She gave it away to Aerial. 4-2 now for Prom. Peaky, under all that pressure, throws it away. And it's Aerial. Up by 2 goals now is Prom. And considering their record in this bracket, they are not unlikely to get more. More challenge. Oh, it's a kickoff. Peaky! Probably wanted to score that one. Just missed the opportunity at the end of the play. Now in is Hollow. Hotshot. Hollow again. Hotshot trying to make a difference here. They're going to need to do well to support Peaky. Peaky does have the ability to find the net. Remember seeing them in ATS, consistently one of the best goal scorers in that division, but that was 3v3. This is 2v2, a very different game mode. One that, well, for a lot of these players, they actually feel more comfortable in. It's the mode that typically players at this light level play more often. The best in North America, they're really proving it here. Up by 2 goals in the final minute. They can hold a lead like this, though. But they're looking for more. It's Hollow on 1. The dunk on Peaky will be cleared to the side. Aerial. Infield. Again, the dunk. Hollow jumped in as well, so this should be space for a hot shot. Peaky trying to get a bump there. Won't really be able to make much in connection with Hollow. At this point for Prom, just clearing the ball away, letting time do its job. 30 seconds now. Well, it's a poor recovery for Hollow. Aerial's going to need to take quite a bit of time here. They'll do just enough. And now Hotshot out of position. Peaky all alone. One-on-one with Hollow. It's flipped to the net. Hotshot's up. Oh, he missed! It's open! Aerial wasn't ready. In comes Peaky behind. Just shoot. It's Hollow once again. It's time ticking off the clock here, and it's Sabrina's minions who will drop game 1. Not enough late. Prom shut them down offensively at the end of this game. And that'll do it. One last goal for good measure. It is Prom in game 1 with a solid start. The favorites in this match, in just about every metric, you have to imagine. Sabrina's minions have got their work cut out for them. They knew that they were going to have a tough time here. I think they've realized just how tough it will be for them. Teams do have timeouts. We'll see if they use them. That's so often we see players not use them at this rank level. But yeah, what a solid start for Prom. You can just tell the chemistry this team had, these guys they have, the quality of the individual, that they're willing to essentially leave each other in so many of these situations. But it works. That's the thing about it. So often at the highest level in 2v2, you're talking about not only the cohesion, not only the ability to be individually great, but the cohesion as well. We didn't see as much of that from Prom as I maybe was expecting, but you know it's there. I mean, you're not as good as these players are without having that ability to have a ability to work together in this grand final. That's definitely something that Prom's going to be tested on as a nearly an early goal for Hollow. Aerial again. We'll try to get one through. Will be Peaky, who has gone for a bit of a name change here. Hot shot now with the clear. Peaky known for their name changes. Oh, it's a big mistouch. Hollow will save Aerial from that one, but won't be able to get saved from the bump. Hot shot. Really poor first play there. Was, I think, trying to get a dribble. Instead, he kind of hit it a bit heavily. But this ball will be sent back as Peaky by 1, by both! It's in for Peaky! And Sabrina's minions get the first goal. It's a beautiful flip reset. Not only that, but the recovery as well. I think Peaky got bumped into it by Hotshot. A little creativity, if you will. There's that cohesion that we know Hotshot and Peaky have. They've been teammates for so long. Aggressive kickoff from Palm. They've gone for that aggressive kickoff every single time. And at times, they've really paid the price for it. You gotta be careful that if they're gonna push up that high on the kickoff spot, that they're guaranteeing themselves that they'll at least not lose it badly. Oh, that's a huge overcommit. Will be Hollow. Great stop for Peaky. Oh, Aerial went for the boost. That could have been a goal for Hotshot, had they known. A bit of a risk there for Aerial, one that I wouldn't have liked them to take, but ultimately will end harmlessly. Back in the hands of Prom. Aerial. Geared away by Peaky. Hollow. Won't react well, but it's easy play for Aerial here, who will look to try to get a dunk on Hotshot, maybe even a bump. They are going to look for it. It doesn't need to happen, though, because that play was perfect for Hollow. That drive-through challenge like that, you typically don't see players do it at the lower rank levels because they don't realize that really what you're trying to do there is just force 50-50, force them to commit. You don't need to score there. And in fact, that drive-through actually allows you to also potentially get a bump on the end of that play. And while it doesn't happen there, if you get that bump, it's an easy goal from that position. As this is going to be an easy goal for Sabrina's minions. Peaky with another one. Expect to see, I think, a majority of the goal scoring from Peaky. Have a knack for finding the net. Here in game 2. Still onward. Both these teams, but no one's really been able to create any major separation just yet. Maybe Peaky can be the answer, but they were not the answer in game 1. 3 minutes still to play. Aerial. Hot shot to clear it back. Hollow. Take his time, but it is in the midfield. In goes Peaky! Out goes the ball as Aerial will be the one to contest. Now bumped up the way is Peaky. They won't have the boost. Flick in for Hollow. Not much there. And at this point, a lot of back and forth. Prom's going to be happy with this, though. They can get goals in just about anywhere! Oh, it's great! Oh, they got a goal here! Simple as it is, it's so easy to just send the player upfield to go for bumps. But it's that trust that allows you to do it consistently like Prom is. Aerial went up, fully expecting that Hollow would easily be able to handle themselves with the ball. If Hollow messes up, it's a goal the other way, no question. It's that trust that these two have, that they will not make mistakes on that situation. Is Aerial. Not with the boost. Gotta be careful that Peaky won't go and attack them here. Instead, goes for the ball. Aerial. Long shot. Hollow! Shot can't get there! 3-2 now! And you wonder if Hollow called that out or if Aerial saw it the whole way. Hot shot going for boost. Such a killer in 2v2, because you think you're safe in that position. When really, one bad move, and there's no saving you if they put a shot on net. Prom starting to eat away at Sabrina's minions. They're an exhausting team to play against, clearly, because they just play so smart. They make you work, they make you study, they make you suffer, and it only is so long before any team, no matter how good they are, falters under that kind of pressure. Having to play that well for that long. Such a difficult thing to manage. You're starting to see Sabrina's minions losing grip on this game and this series. Again, when you're playing that long and under that kind of stress, eventually you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fall apart. You're going to lose that consistency. Now with 2 minutes to play, they've got to get some goals back. They're to stay in this game. Wouldn't be surprised if a timeout got called here. That was something Sabrina's minions were considering. They might call a timeout after this game. Like, they do have, each team has one per series, so they do have one for this grand finals. See if they feel comfortable doing so. I think the teams at this level so often just don't go for it because often you feel so comfortable. Like, what tactically are you going to do differently? If anything, it's just a break period for you, and a lot of teams don't like having those kind of breaks. Not only are their opponents going to be cold, they're going to be cold. That's something to think about as well. Why a lot of teams at this rank level don't go for those timeouts, but if minions do have any ideas of using one, they might need to use it after this game if they can't come back, especially if Prom makes things worse. Although at this point for Prom, up by 2 goals. Saw this last game where they're just going to shut down Sabrina's minions. Can happily hold a 2-goal lead and not feel too concerned about it. It will be 2-on-1. Oh, didn't do a great job here, and that's hot shot on Aerial. What a recovery! Falling from the sky, Peaky did just about enough to bump them out, but still back in time was Aerial. Although again, pitch to the side. Aerial to follow. Up the ceiling they go. One with Peaky, just gonna play for time here and the boost. They'll get a good amount of both. Is Peaky unable to get the ball out? Miss there! It is an open net, but Peaky doesn't have the boost to make anything of it. Hotshot jumps in. They're not gonna get anything done either. That was the chance for Sabrina's minions. They just didn't have the resources to make it work, and now it goes the other way. It's 5-2. And it is game 2 done just like that. The exact same scoreline as game 1. I think we're starting to see a bit of a storyline unfolding here. Prom, just the more dominant team as the game goes on, as Sabrina's minions get mentally exhausted. You just see Prom excel at just wearing out the opponents. This is going to be a hard game to swallow for Sabrina's minions. 2 straight games where they were able to keep things close for the majority of it, but in the final half, it was all Prom. Once again, 2-0 up in the series now. 2 wins away from taking the grand finals. Game 3 up next. These players readying up immediately, so no timeout taken by Prom. As I said, so often teams at this level don't use their timeouts because they don't feel comfortable using them. They have that chemistry built up. There's not much that they would really change about it. This is a tough position, though. For Prom. Oh, sorry, for Sabrina's Minions. Down 2 games. We've seen teams come back from this kind of deficit, but both the games have been pretty decisive from Prom, especially late. Sabrina's Minions in both games just couldn't score in the final couple minutes. We'll keep the play moving. Will be Aerial. Pinched aside by Peaky. Hotshot will be next to go. They've got Peaky on their mind. It's an infield pass. It's a smart touch from Peaky. Recognizing that Prom are both covering the options. The shot there is not really going to do anything. They'll try to play it outside, but they'll end up on a play. Not a very strong one, though. And here goes Hollow. Back wall. Well read by Hotshot, who used everything to get there. Peaky. Low on boost. Hollow reads it out. Hotshot now to go. That's a great avoid. Oh, and it's an even better save from Aerial. Read that play perfectly. They knew the bump was coming. Went outside of that one. Came back in for the challenge. Just that awareness on Prom. On the same page, but here goes Hotshot one-on-one. He's got a hook shot to go. It's in the net. Hollow. Well, that's something that you typically don't want to do at this rank of letters, go right back into the net directly like this. You typically want to rotate through the post. Hollow going straight into the middle of the goal, trying to find the quickest route back. Inadvertently putting the ball in their own net. It's Sabrina's Minions with the first of Game 3, but will it be... What they're hoping to be would be a lead up to having the last. Picking up the kickoff makes it 2. Again, that aggressive kickoff from Prom. And not only is it aggressive, they're guessing which side the ball is going to be won towards. So even if they do win the kickoff, if it goes the wrong direction, they don't have a player to challenge that. And they'll go again. Sabrina's Minions a little safer on their kickoffs, meaning they're going to win a lot more of these if it's just neutral. As Hotshot's got to be careful. Surprised we didn't see the bump attempt from Aerial, but I think they were worried about Peaky returning back to defense. Here they go again. Hollow. Looking for the clear. Denied. Hotshot. Cleared away by Aerial. Second touch instead. We'll just go after Peaky. Hollow. Trying to force it out. Shot on target! Kept out. Aerial will head back. Won't win the ball though. It's Hollow's not going to have a lot of boost here. And Aerial, knowing that's going to get a bump on one. Hotshot again. Aerial, gotta play smart here. That challenge won't work. It really won't work. Peaky's got to this game. And it's a 3-0 lead for Sabrina's Minions. The accuracy of Sabrina's Minions, perfect so far. See how much longer it lasts, but for now, they have been the better team. For the first time, through half of a game, it feels like Sabrina's Minions have been out and out the better team. That really could have been 4-0 there. It's Hollow now. That's the ball. Gonna look for the drop down to Aerial. Won't happen fast enough. Is Aerial didn't like that one. Wanted to get a pinch on the side wall. Instead, it's Hotshot. Elevated by Hollow. Boy, this has been a frenetic pace from start to finish. Aerial again. I thought they were going to go for the bump on Hotshot. Instead, they kind of just sat there. Not only could they not get the bump, they also couldn't allow Hollow the challenge. If they do, it's just going to be Sabrina's Minions who go for the 50-50 and likely win it. As there goes Aerial. Shot. Hollow. Up the side wall, and without the follow-up there of Aerial. Hollow won't have another shot at the end of the play. Now they'll clear. Peaky to Hotshot. Hotshot to Peaky. Right to Aerial, though. And a Peaky getting bumped out. Will be Hollow with the ball. Up they go. One-on-one. The bump is there. What a save. Aerial can't score. Well, they've kept the shutout for now. We'll see how much longer Sabrina's Minions can handle that. Big rescue save from Peaky. I think you're going to see Hotshot for the consistency, but you're going to see Peaky for the pop-off plays. I really need the pop-off here in this grand final. As Hollow missed. Oh, he gave up the boost as well. If he just waits there, I mean, it's obvious that he doesn't have boost if he waits there, but if he does, he likely gets the boost. He maybe doesn't get a good play out of it, though. Prom, still looking. Oh, it's not read well by Hotshot. It's just enough to clear. Peaky could have made it 4-0 there. We've had a couple open net misses for Sabrina's minions in the last half of this game, but the more important thing is Prom hasn't scored yet. Sabrina's minions don't have to score anymore, but that's an open net. It's aerial. It's not strong enough to beat Peaky, and Sabrina's minions will hold. Hotshot again. Shot on target! Clean from Peaky. Sabrina's minions just add a little bit more to the end of this game. Prom will not be able to continue their game-winning streak. But Sabrina's minions maybe, just maybe, making a comeback for themselves. Look at this control. Hotshot. Finding Peaky, who won't take the risk, instead will just play back. Shuts up as well. That's everybody for Sabrina's minions. But it's an easy clear away. At this point for Prom, they may have just realized that there is no reason to keep on fighting. This game is going to end against them. Might even be a shutout too if Prom don't find anything late. They didn't have a lot of good looks. They really did catch Sabrina's minions off guard. Kind of faltering in game 3 here, but Sabrina's minions, and Peaky specifically, with a huge glow up. 3 goals this game. Peaky was the offense for Sabrina's minions, and they're going to need to be. They're going to have to be the offense. Hotshot plays more of a defensive role. Peaky needs to be able to stand on their own, get goals themselves. Give their team a reason to stay in this tournament. We go right back. Into this one. Game 4 up next. Reminder still that Prom can still get match points. But for Sabrina's minions, still a very important game. You win this, not only do you even the series up, you make things close. You also get momentum well firmly on your side. Oh, they're going to start well, too. It's Peaky. Still again. Still unstoppable. Again, Hotshot may be the consistency of this team. It's Peaky, who seems to have these pop-off moments. And they make it a pop-off series. "11 seconds for that first goal. And Sabrina's minions have done a pretty good job this series at being able to score first in a lot of these games, even the games they haven't won. They've been able to really be the first aggressors. Team that puts Prom on the back foot. If you're consistently getting the first goal in matchups, you're going to put yourself in a really favorable position. Even if you don't win all of them, just scoring the first goal, I mean, your chances already go up quite heavily. Just being able to get the first mark. Prom, obviously, needing the battle from behind. A much tougher road for them here, especially considering how last game went. They couldn't even find the net on DFH Stadium. They'll need to find one here at some point. And in theory, quickly. You don't want to be waiting longer in this game to get goals. I think that Sabrina's minions are poised to take another. Airborne is Hotshot. Peaky to follow. Not a very well-made shot. I would have preferred a little bit of control in that position. Instead, they'll go midfield! Oh my! What a pass! Unstoppable! Prom unleashed the 1-2-1 chaos. And just what are you supposed to do about that? There is nothing that tells you how to read the play that fast and that perfect. Oh, but they're going to give up a goal immediately after kickoff. Well, it doesn't matter how they come. Prom has really struggled in the kickoff this series. They keep going for the same kickoff over and over again, and again, they get burned doing it. Wasn't so much of an issue in the first 2 games because they were able to rack up their goals so quickly, but now when you see these games getting close, that can be the difference between winning and losing at this point in your series. Simply put, it's an unnecessary risk for Prom. I understand why you want to do it, because if you win that kickoff, you can score from that, but it really hasn't worked that way. Oh, it's my goodness, Peaky! And they just keep doing this. It's 1-on-2 again for Peaky. Just faster right now. Peaky is on something else. Again, you need to have Peaky play this well if you're Sabrina's minions. To be a difference maker in games like these. Yes, here they go again. On a fight, it's a play for Hotshot. If they challenged earlier, they might have been able to score there. Will be played back. Hollow. Up the back wall for Ariel, who didn't have an angle to shoot that. Instead, it will be sent away. Hollow again. Flip reset. Hollow. Trying to take it to the goal. Sabrina's minions handle it easily. It's really been a very pretty series, that's for certain. Scrappy would be the way to describe it. A lot of goals coming from weird plays, simple plays, ultimately plays that work. Doesn't matter really how they come. Players this mechanical, you often think about the pretty stuff that they can score. Often the true mark of a mechanical player is just doing the dirty work. The thankless stuff, as Hollow's gonna get the bump there. That is open, and Ariel finds the bottom left corner. Oh, is it expertly played by Hollow? Not only does he get around Peaky, but it's Hotshot who is forced to vacate the net. And it's just enough room for Ariel. Just enough room for Prom now to make their late game comeback that we've seen them go for before. 2 goals in a row at this point. Can they get one more to tie this game up? Demoed is Hollow. Ariel went for it too. It's an easy 2-on-1 for Sabrina's minions, and you expect a goal here. Oh, it's a poor touch though! A gimme for Hollow! Oh, so often defensively, you'll see players jump over the bump attempt. I think he's got to know that. A really poor touch for a player who's been spectacular so far. Maybe it's the nerves of being in this moment in the finals, but for a player like Peaky, you expect better, and you expect them to take it grounded. Hotshot did their job, going for the bump, forcing the player to commit to something. Peaky really messed up there, and now Hollow's gonna score! Well, Hotshot never saw it coming, and that was the car of Hollow who just dives in. Not only does this work well, even if it doesn't go in the net, Ariel's not too far behind. They'd be the next one to challenge. That's why Hollow feels comfortable going for that. Normally you don't see them go for that, because Ariel won't be able to cover fast enough, but... And there, Ariel's the next one to it. And Prom now might be able to make it 5-3. Ariel probably could have just shot from there. Now they gotta recover. Hollow again. Demoed. Sabrina's minions aren't exactly a big fan of where this game has gone so far. Hotshot on both. It's a great early challenge from Ariel, who will not let Peaky follow up. Demo as well. Hotshot's gotta be careful. He's not next. Launched to the back wall. Sent skyward. Hollow is up. Ariel taking the boost. Both players up for Prom right now. Gotta be careful. They don't give up one. They are only leading by a little bit here. Big save for Ariel, who clambered across the net. It's low boost right now for Prom. Oh, but a miss for Hotshot. That's going to give Prom a way out. At least for the moment. Hotshot again. Desperate for a goal. Well, they'll need to keep on looking. Removed from the field. Peaky's waiting now. Upfield they go. Ariel the pinch! It is! 5-3, just like that! Insurance for Prom late in Game 4. Well, again, they made Hotshot do something with that bump attempt. And Ariel there to clean things up. Sabrina's minions sent the players upfield. They sent Peaky for the bump ahead. If it connects, Hotshot can shoot, but it doesn't. And instead it goes to the orange net. Prom at this point. It's not over yet. Only a 2-goal lead, but we've seen them in this position hold these leads quite well. Oh, it's a great attempt from Hotshot, who just couldn't connect it on Ariel. So let the challenge of Peaky fly. Leaving the play here But it's hot shot on Hollow. Needs to score here. No chance given. Picky to follow. Ariel's gonna shut that down immediately, and time will run out in game 4. It's Prom on to triple match point. One win away from being Cross Progression League champions. Boy, they have been good. Once they get things going, it just feels like they just roll through. Once things start to go well for Prom, they just continue to go well for Prom. And you're seeing them tear up the competition time and time again. They're doing it here in this grand finals right now. Unless Hotshot and Peaky have something to say about it, they're going to have a tough position to be in. Prom didn't score at all in game 3, but every other game they've scored 5 goals. Exactly. Simply put, matching that kind of offense is essentially impossible for most teams to manage. You need to find a way to shut down Prom's ability to score. Now, Sabrina's minions have just not found an answer for it. They've got Peaky scoring a lot of goals, but simply put, Prom are scoring more. And they're still not done. I mean, this series isn't done, but for Prom, they're that close to taking the tournament and taking the entirety of the $150 prize pool up only for first place. As pass across, Hollow is on, left side of the goal, pinched away, hot shot, Shirley, 1-0 up again. Another game where Sabrina's minions score first. It's a fortuitous bounce off the post, but it favors Sabrina's minions. I think, out of all the games we've seen so far here in Game 5, I think they've either scored first in either 4 or all 5 of the games here for Sabrina's minions. The Prom has been able to maintain that level of composure as the game goes on. You give it time, and it just feels like Prom get better and better. It's an open net the other way. Hot shots cannot recover. And Prom will happily take it. Vicky going all in on that shot, knowing that hot shot wouldn't be back in time. It's one that needs to go in. Instead, it's a 50-50 win for Ariel, and a goal to follow. Another kickoff here for Prom. The kickoffs have been a struggle this series, but when it does work, you just see how quickly they can get up to offense. That's the benefit of a kickoff that aggressive. I'm not a big fan of it personally. I don't think the risk is worth it, but clearly for Prom, they do. And it so far has worked well for them in many ways. This will be one of them. They never left the offensive half. And Ariel, knowing Hotshot was the only one back, just takes him out and takes the goal to follow.
Anyone can cook.
Here in Game 5, in the Transcendent Division, Prom, lead that they have, obviously not done, marching towards another convincing win in the playoffs. It's 3-1 here. Ariel removes Hotshot from the equation, or more rather, Hotshot moves themselves from the equation on that whiff. And simply put, what we're watching is Prom looking to take this matchup in style. Oh, that's just about as bad as things get. As if it couldn't get any worse for Sabrina's minions. Hotshot going for the ground pinch. Pinches it the wrong direction. And not only is that bad enough, Ariel is somehow right there. They were going for boost initially. We're just about to leave the half of the field, but the net's there for them. The ball's in their front bumper, and there's no one defending. But as gifted as they get here for Prom. Now Sabrina's minions down 3 goals. I don't know if we've seen a game where they have dropped the lead this quickly and this emphatically against Prom, but it shows you just how well Prom plays once they get into their groove. Doesn't take much either. Such a high floor, but their ceiling is so incredibly high and so incredibly advanced. Sabrina's minions are going to have a tough time handling them in the rest of this game. Hot shot towards the net. Ariel, lovely pass to Hollow, and this is flip reset. Hollow, who hit it a little too high. Still an open net. Will be hotshot just in time. Slowing it down is Ariel. Ariel. Hollow. Hotshot on the dunk. Using it down is Ariel, but will be left for Hollow instead as the bounce goes out in midfield. Prom will once again just keep on playing this way. Not only does it continue to make their offense look scary, but it wastes out time too, because for Sabrina's minions, they don't exactly have the benefit of time with only half the game remaining. As long as Prom keep the ball, Sabrina's minions cannot do anything about their scoreline. Hollow, again. Ariel's up the ceiling there. They'll come back to earth for a little moment. It's Peaky. It's a follow. Not much really going either for Hotshot or Peaky. Peaky, whose offense stood tall the last two games, struggling to be an impact once again. That hot streak may just be a streak, because we're not seeing it here. Still no goals this game either. Peaky can have those moments of quiet, among moments of being world-class. Unfortunately, you need world-class Peaky right now if you're to stay in this tournament. Hotshot. Desperate. Anything to go for Sabrina's minions. They're being shut down and shut out. As the time continues to run away from them. Melts off this clock. Hollow. Hotshot gets there. No recovery, though, will mean Peaky must play it next. Hollow again. Another clear for Prom that just takes so many seconds up the ball, up this time. Seconds that Sabrina's minions have to use sparingly. It's Hollow again. It's Prom again. It might be 5-1 here. Kept aside, but at this point is the writing on the wall. Infield pass. Peaky not on the same page. Sabrina's minions. In the midfield. Flip reset is saved. Off the post and out. Nothing is working for Sabrina's minions. 30 seconds now. It's all but over. It's all but confirmed. Sabrina's minions will try again. Hotshot. Nobody waiting mid. Peaky didn't have the boost. Prom. Clear it away again. While Hotshot will hold in the midfield line. There's no use asking questions anymore. Prom have dominated the tournament. They will stay dominant in the grand finals through 5 games. They are champions of Cross Progression League 2v2. 2 games dropped in all series played in the regular season. Both to Acid Esports, who fell to Sabrina's minions in the semifinals. Only 2 games dropped in the playoffs. 1 here and 1 in the quarterfinals. Dominant from Prom. 4-1 series winners, champions of the Transcendent division. What a tournament here for Prom. Dominant. As well, one of the best 2v2 duos in North America. Really making sure that that is continuously proven here over and over again. Must say, coming to a match like that, it was something that wasn't to be unexpected from Prom. And yet still, you're always in amazement watching this team and the way that they play and the success that follows them. Trust is there, the teamwork is there, the individual ability is there. There is no team quite like them in this division. And is proven even more so with the win here tonight. Oh, the prize pool is theirs. The bracket, as it's shown, is theirs. Make sure I get the right one up for all of you watching. Yeah, win here against Sabrina's minions means it's all confirmed. What a night here for Prom. What a night here as well. Reminder that this is not the end of all of our 2v2 action today. Another finals are tonight. It's the Conference A finals for the Liminal Division. Tonight, HW Jokers, House Whiffendor versus... Oh, sorry, HW Esports, I'd say, not House Whiffendor. HW Esports versus KC Redacted of Krusty Crew Gaming. That'll be our last match tonight in not too long from now, but speaking of now, thank you all so much for joining us now. That will end our first match of the day. From what you see in the rest of Cross Progression League, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in a few hours with another finals later tonight.